What's up guys, Mr. Grape here, and while I was practicing in-game today, I started thinking about the Musty Flick as a mechanic. Now, everyone knows who created the Musty Flick, as a musty cow literally named it after himself, but what about the history of the Musty Flick? And for that, I say let's go nuts to butts and learn some more Rocket League history. Like always, we're going to turn to good guy Google, and we're going to start by defining the Musty Flick as a nice foundation. Now, as presented by Google, a Musty Flick is just basically a forward-facing backflip in a form of a delayed flick. You just jump up, tilt your car forward, and then backflip. It takes the time to pitch the car to get the dodge to behave that way, and in that time the distance is closed. Because the rear is facing forward, the backflip momentum goes forward. Fundamentally, the Musty Flick is a rather low skill cap mechanic, which even I was able to utilize at the low platinum ranks, and it provided an advantage into my gameplay. Now, admittedly back then my Musty Flicks were rubbish, but to be honest, it was the first mechanic that actually inspired me and motivated me to get better in order to progress into the higher ranks of Rocket. Excuse me, Mr. Grape, when was the first Musty Flick documented? Well, interested viewer, if we take a look at a Musty Cow's channel, we can see that on May 21st, 2017 is when he uploaded his first video of him performing the Musty Flick. And for that video, at the time of this recording, he has received 2.8 million views. Yeah, so what, Mr. Grape? This video is honestly not even impressive anymore, you know, considering the current state of Rocket League, being that people are able to hit pentadeca flip resets. Well, for one, this was the foundation of Musty's Rocket League content creating career. Because he popularized this mechanic, he became a household name in the Rocket League community almost overnight. Not to mention, this man has gone balls to the wall with improving his Rocket League mechanics, in addition to creating 259 videos that has amassed 278 million views while gaining 2.3 million subscribers. These are numbers that make you piss your pants, change your pants, then piss them again because they're so ridiculous. Now, I believe that the Musty Flick is an awesome mechanic that allows for a huge burst of momentum, which is able to propel the ball into the desired upper 90 of the net, often leaving your opponents with the only option of spamming nice shots. Personally, within my gameplay, I even find myself contesting 50-50s with the Musty Flick, and if I'm being honest, it works, especially at the lower levels of Rocket League. But Mr. Grape, what about hitting flip resets into Musty Flicks? What are your thoughts on that? Now, honestly, the first time I witnessed such a feat, my jaw hit the floor and smacked my nuts on the way down. Each day that passes, there are professional Rocket League players who have devoted their life to progressing in-game mechanically, which in turn is raising the skill needed to hit the professional scene. Excuse me, Mr. Grape, what about the other professionals who utilize the mechanic? Surely Musty isn't the only pro who still uses it. Damn, interested viewer, if I was a professor, you'd make me lose my job because of how much I'm starting to like you. Personally, I look at Evample for inspiration, as I have a deep dark confession. I'm a sweaty keyboard and mouse player, but K-Drop, Turbo Pulsa, and Garrett G are currently the top 3 ranked players in the world. These guys are mechanical gods. Mechanically speaking, they're capable of 1v5ing you, your mom, your dad, your brother, and your cat without even breaking a sweat. At this point in the video, I think it's only appropriate to take a look at some of these nutty Musty Flicks. Now, these goals are what currently have inspired me, and I hope to mechanically be able to achieve them at some point in my Rocket League career. From an analytical, mechanical perspective, the players who are capable of hitting these shots are literally on another level. And personally, I believe that I'm a good Rocket League player. From a statistical perspective, I would even consider myself excellent, especially when put in the United States collegiate grading system. Being that I'm currently within the top 10% of Rocket League ranked players, if we were to compare this into the United States grade point average system, that would be a 4.0, and I could get into any Rocket League school I'd want to. But, Mr. Grape, what about the top 1% of players, or even the top 0.1% of players? Those guys would use your long hair as a mop and wipe the floor with you. And to that, I say yes, I do have long hair, and they would use it as a mop to wipe the floor. But from a grown-up's perspective, being within the top 10% of anything in the world is ridiculously impressive, especially Rocket League, as the game contains so many nuances that truly takes thousands of hours to even understand. And after that, another handful of thousands of hours to master them, utilize them, and apply them to your game at in-game speed. So now it's time I sum it up for you guys. The Musty Flick is an extraordinarily useful mechanic. It's worth taking the time out of competitive and sitting in training in order to learn and use. If you're incapable of dribbling the ball, perhaps practicing this mechanic is a waste of your time, as you should focus on the core fundamentals of Rocket League. To me, I believe the fundamentals of Rocket League are rotation, boost management, consistently being able to hit the ball, and finally being able to dribble the ball whether it's in the air or on the ground. If you're incapable of even dribbling on the ground, you need to take a good hard look at yourself. Will you decide whether or not you're going to remain complacent by only playing in games? Or are you gonna nut up, hop in training, and practice the core fundamentals of Rocket League? I know I didn't make any progress just by running it back in my Platinum competitive games, so if you're devoting an hour of your life into playing Rocket League competitively and you're stuck at your elo, you need to reappropriate your time into practicing the core fundamentals of Rocket League, as this is what's going to allow for you to improve, not playing your silver, gold, or platinum competitive games and getting frustrated at you and your teammates. Now, before I go, allow for me to make a useful analogy. Growing up, I played soccer, and 6 days a week, my team and I would practice for 2 hours a day. On Sunday, we would come together and compete against other local teams. If we didn't take practice seriously for a season, we would get our asses whooped. Now, our final year together, we were able to go undefeated in the season and we won our flight. This is something that even now, as a 22-year-old, I look back on and feel nothing but fondness and appreciation for the dedication and hard work that my fellow teammates and I put in. I know, I promise this will be the last thing I say before the outro. You're capable of changing your life and manipulating your destiny. It's a little thing I like to refer to as manifest destiny. If you choose to pursue something with 100% effort and remove any thoughts of failure from your mind, failure will no longer exist as an option and you will only be able to achieve success. Wow, I know, that's a lot of information. And if you've made it this far into the video, I deeply appreciate you and I want to give you a thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've been having a blast making these videos and just sharing some of my opinions on Rocket League and life in general. Personally, I think Rocket League will forever be my all-time favorite game, as it allows for me to relive those moments that I had with cooperating and working with my teammates that I worked so hard on as a little kid. Now, if you guys are still interested in the Ford F-150 giveaway, tomorrow will be the last day that you will be able to enter and apply in the comment section for the chance to win 1,500 credits to go and buy the F-150. Or you can do whatever you want with them. Go buy a new battle pass. Get whatever you want. Go get a cool decal or something. The details will be in the description of this video for the F-150 giveaway, but if you don't feel like looking there, I'll explain it right now for you. All you got to do is enter your Epic ID, your Steam ID, your PSN ID, whatever Xbox gamer tag you have. I will make sure you guys get these credits. So tomorrow will be the last day that you're going to be able to enter, but after that, I want to announce that I'm doing a Nintendo Switch giveaway. It's a Nintendo Switch Lite. It's yellow. It's been in the box. I don't really think it's ever been used. It's just been sitting at my house collecting dust. So I figured the best thing to do would be to give it back to one of you guys, as I don't use it and I know how much my Nintendo DS meant to me as a kid. So I'd love to be able to give someone some awesome gaming memories, especially if you're not able to afford it yourself. But for now, I'm Mr. Grape. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found it informative or at least entertaining. And I will catch you guys in the next video.
Fuck, love, break a mirror, yeah, fucking break a mirror. Glass shatter, gums bleed. The fucking never clear, eyes red, mind race. Fucking wish that you were here. I was really fucking hoping it'd be different this year. She optimistic, not me. No ghetto Esther.
Seriously, if you made it this far into the video and watched the entire thing, like, oh man, you're awesome. Thank you.